Alright, good morning everyone, and it is a cold morning here in SoCal. A little cold, but I guess I really shouldn't be complaining with my weather anyway. Defy getting around to it. And this fight, pretty old fight from what I can remember. Like, I've definitely had my experiences with this fight in the past, particularly because this fight is one I've done a lot when it came to Green Crystal Quest. So, I've done this fight a lot already, from just the weekly crystal reruns and all that. And really, it's not that difficult of a fight, but this fight does have a little bit of a strict turn count, so that's why I decided not to go for a team that really is older, in my opinion, just because, older LD units going up against turn count and an annoying FR activation is a little rough on them, so I figured we might as well just go for it. So some good damage in Machina and very good protection in Gladio. And Gladio is actually a character I didn't have a lot of when the game actually was, or when he was like super dominant. Just because, I don't know, like when his LD came around, I just never really got it, and I wasn't super broken up about it. I was like, whatever. If I don't have Gladio, it's fine. He just seemed very safe compared to the other tanks. And, that's the big appeal to him. It's like, oh yeah, you don't have to worry about, debuffs, or you don't have to worry about, losing HP or anything on him. He stays immortal as long as you have Blink on. And to me, I'm like, that's fine, but also a little boring in my opinion. That's why I was like, whatever, it's fine. Counter. Yeah, and this fight does feature quite a bit of annoying debuffs, and man, we are breaking them in order, which is no good. I don't know how that happens. Sometimes you just get unlucky with turn order. But anyway, this fight shouldn't be anything difficult, in all honesty. I don't think there's going to be difficult fights up until the Hell House, which I think is Nick 6, and the one right after, which is safe for Sephiroth. And that's going to be a little annoying, just especially because I've used up a lot of my characters that would be able to handle that fight. Like, I already used Zack in Astrius. And in this fight, I did do the Black Crystal quest this morning, so I did unlock D6 while I was at it. So I do have D3 and D6, so these guys are as slow as they can get with speed passives off, and they're still pretty fast, surprisingly. But anyway, here, I think we're just going to press Impulse here, just so we don't have to worry about pressing it, because we are going to get paralyzed. That's just something we can't really avoid, just because these two can't keep their bravery above where we need them to be. So here, let's just go ahead and refresh our EX buff. Like, if we got lucky with breaks, then we could have maintained it, but it's fine. Yeah, because they're going to do an Aura Paralyze, and that freezes us for 2 turns. And it's not something you could avoid with like debuff evasion, you just kind of have to take it. But with Gladio on the team, it's perfectly fine. Then this just looks funny because Machina just kind of stays perfectly still when his trap triggers. And I do gotta remember before I actually go into Force Time with Machina to refresh his LD debuff. Just because I tried this once before and I was like, oh yeah, I totally messed that up, and I was like, let's just redo it real quick. So this is attempt number 2. Gladio's still frozen. Disaster beams going off. I think here... Are we unfrozen finally? There's one more. One more. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, like, the annoying part about this fight is really just the turn count and the debuffs they apply. But Gladio doesn't have to worry about debuffs, so we're perfectly good. And finally, they're getting 4 turns. I was wondering why they weren't getting 2 turns. We were just getting 2 all the time. I think Gladio, or not Gladio. So I think Machina's debuff does apply a speed down, so maybe that's what's happening. Okay, I think the paralysis is finally over. Perfect. So here, I think we're gonna go ahead and get our BT effect going. And now that we have that, the rest should just be setting up Machina as a Force Time, and then really from there going ham. Because we don't have that much time to work with, that's why I didn't really want to work with LD characters. For this fight in particular, but I might do so for the next one, we'll see. Probably could have got someone in the middle. But I kind of don't want to use that many more units just because, we're like halfway through. Like, I think this is fight number 10 or 11 or so. But, I'm saving the heavy hitters for when we need them. Although I will probably bring out some characters soon, just because we're not going to need every, you know, good character for the last DOS. Or, the last of the Dare Defies, so I think we'll be fine in that department. So we're going to have to waste a little bit of our BT effect here, but that's perfectly fine. So here, we want to refresh this, so we don't do that in force time. Spiral's Linchpin. And before we go into force time, let's get our Windrake's arrow, just so we can avoid any debuffs, just in case. And from there, let's get our force time going. And this should cancel their force time, because I do believe they only require a melee ability. And the rest of the fight should just be, you know, just an off-turn comp, and then once we get all these counters going, we just wait till we do it again. And that'll basically be the fight. So nothing, you know, particularly difficult or complicated. We're just trying to get as much damage as we can on the off turn. Yes, these are the turns we like to see. We want them taking 4 at all times. Bagoosh. Gladio, what's that 2-turn? Is it Blink or Dawn Hammer? It's Crown's Guard? We'll press that next time. I do believe that's his Dawn Hammer. Or with the Dawn Hammer, but we have to press his skill too. I like his EX, but man, does it take a while. And everyone was batteried too. Yeah, and I believe Machina's conditions are 25 whenever he attacks, and 5% for melee. Oh, and that was an AoE attack, wasn't it? Oh, that ended up being perfect. Man, I feel like even with the A6, or with the D3 and D6 passive, I still feel like we're getting turns. Which is fairly annoying. I kind of don't want turns, you know? Want to get the most out of these off turns as possible. Whatever that 1-turn buff is, we'll just extend it. Disaster Beam. And I think now we have to press skill 2 with Gladio. I'm not the best with Gladio, just because I'm just not used to having this character, you know? I'm not surprised that I think he has encouragement armor, because I think he batteries. And I was like, wow, this guy had a lot going for him. Like, you even put him, like, you know, instead with the launch comp with, like, a Sit Rain Skull, and he'd still be doing some decent battery off HP attack. You know, as long as they were broken. So I was like, man, Gladio just had a lot going for him. I see why people liked him. He was a very good unit. I guess I just preferred more damage, where I'm like, yeah, I like the double counters from Galoof. Or I like Orin just having, I think he was 3 HP attacks on his. I guess I was just greedy. What can I say? I like big damage. 6% or 600%. We got 6 turns left. I think we're on okay pace. Just because we only have 35 turns to work with, 16 million. Man, I am not liking these turns though. Even with all speed passes removed and with the D3, D6, we're still getting quite a bit of turns. Kind of annoying, actually. Yeah, like sometimes you see off-turn comps and like you just see nothing but AB, AB, AB. No, but with these two, for whatever reason, just keeping up with the speed. So here, what are we low on? 2 turns of Windrake. Ah, we don't have to worry about that. I believe this is Gladio's hardest hitting button too. Pretty good for what it is. Disaster Beam. Hopefully Machina gets pushed back even more. We are making good pace. These guys should be at around 50% by the end of force time. Just because this, his change HP plus command is still pretty correct. I believe it was what, 7, 8 HP attacks, something like that? It's a lot. And he had just earlier today too, I was worried about my Tekken 8 controller situation just because I play on an Xbox controller. And I was like, man, PS5 really doesn't like any controllers that aren't PS5 controllers. Like, they just don't play nice. But I did find an adapter that works for it, so luckily we're in the clear there. So when Tekken 8 comes around, which is this month by the way, super excited, I should be able to play, you know, back in IRL tournaments and not have to worry about it. So here, I think we're just gonna press down hammer. Big old button. Yeah, I just feel like we got more turns than I would have liked. Like, I don't know what happened here. Like, I feel like this should have happened a lot more. Just 4 turns, 2, and then 4. Maybe it's because they, like, unbreak themselves and, like, the turn orders are a little weird. So here, we'll just... What are we at? 21 turns for the turn count? Maybe we'll go into summon just so we could get use that as damage, and then just try and beat them to force time with the BT time. Oh, did we run out of I think we ran out of Machina's trap here. Yeah, I think this is the last of it for this enemy. Oh, okay. So we're gonna be losing a little bit of damage here, but we could probably make it up with the summon. What do we have 15 turns of? Like, what the hell is that? No idea. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and use summon here. And here we'll just go ahead and EX. Just so we can get the most out of this bonus damage here. Bagoosh. Yeah, 17 million for Gladio, pretty good. And they're below 30%. Let's use the last of this Furious Blade. Oh, that's right, we have another one too. Yeah, why not? Maybe using what's his face is it called? Weiss is it called? Would have been better. I don't know. I was like thinking because there's follow-up. Oh, something fell off of Gladio. And that's not good because I totally don't know what the hell fell off. I think it was his, let's see, was it Blink? It was Blink. Yeah, we should probably put that back on. Yeah, that's probably important. Let's see, what is this one turn? Is it Winddrake's Word or is it Awakening? It's Awakening. So what I can do here then? I want Awakening so I could get Machina here on this turn. And from here we could go into Burst. So that way by the time he gets his turn back, it should be... or we should beat them to Force so we could activate the Force time again. And then from there, that should be the fight. And we'll be getting like okay damage here just because, you know. We have a little bit of retain, like not as much as we'd like. Like I think I have a Gladio with like 0 force enhancements too. I just didn't think he needed it. I was like, whatever, it's fine. He's just gonna be here to, you know, just sit and be a big ass tank. Then I'm like kind of running low on force enhanced materials, and I'm running low on skip tickets, so I'm like I don't have that much left for the actual events where you can, you know, get all the materials that you need for stuff. Then I just haven't been logging in every day, so, you know, I haven't been getting, like, the login bonuses or anything, like, none of those goodies. I believe this is more? I was like, I think that's better than Awakening, question mark? Maybe I could have pressed AA and that would have been just as well. We'll be fine. And even in the off chance they do activate their FR or their force time effect, I think we'll be fine still, even with the Toon Turn paralysis. Bagu? Yeah, because having the 35 turn clock is whatever. I think the only thing that I have to do left is just wait. Like really, I've just been focused on just the new tech and stuff coming out, and that's about it. So, you know, been pretty boring, just focused on work and everything. Conflict has been doing, you know, much interesting these days, but start of the year, whatever. I didn't make any like New Year's resolutions either. I was like, I'm sure whatever I would come up with, I probably just wouldn't do anyway. I'm lazy as hell. Thunder Beam. %. You got 12 turns to work with. More than enough. Man, I'm just surprised how many turns we ended up getting, even with D3 and D6 equipped. Pretty surprising. And I'm pretty sure I have all those speed passes off. I went through them like twice just to make sure. And we could go ahead and go. I feel like one buff is missing from Gladio, but I don't know what. Actually, we'll get the Weiss Call on. Extra 5%. I think we have to press Tempest. King Shield? Oh, that might have fell off, actually. It definitely did. It definitely did. I think that's like a 10 stacking ability too, so that's a big one to fall off. Whatever, we didn't need it. Disaster Beam. Yeah, I'm surprised how many off-turn attackers there aren't in this game. I thought there were a little more, but I feel like I'm already running low on them. Like, I've already used Yang, I've already used Seiss, I've already used Ferris, I've already used Trey, I've already used Kane. I think I have like Freya, Gao, Ace. There might be another one I'm forgetting too, but I think those are like the only 3 I have left. So I was like, oh man, I've already used quite a bit of them. And I still have like some, you know, dodge and evasion tanks. So I guess there's that. Let's just get launch on this guy. That Machina's BT theme is so great. I'll never get bored of it. And I do believe we were supposed to get Gladio, BT, and FR2, like before EOS, you know. I think his stuff actually did get released in Japan. So we got a little bit unlucky there if you like Gladio, but just wasn't meant to be. Ba-da-boom. Badoosh. 28? Yeah, we're just gonna make this by a little bit, surprisingly. But I guess that's the nature with duos. And this fight kind of wanted you to blow it up, and it's just trying to be annoying with the debuffs and stuff. Actually, what we can do, because I don't think we're in any danger of dying. I wonder how this works. So say we delete Gladio's turns, and we give ourselves the last 3. Does this push us back like crazy? Let's find out. I really like just doing this so I can take advantage of the debuff before it falls off. And I don't think this increased the turn count either, so it's also bad. No, but yeah, this should be the run. And the rest of the Dare Defies I think should be fairly easy. Like even with the box, you know, slowly but surely getting thinner of units that are up to date. But I've been trying my best to, you know, use some units that were out of date for the first Astrius, so we still got we still got plenty of FR Echoes to work with, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, there you go. Duo on this fight. Not too bad. A little bit of a tight turn count, but really it shouldn't be that difficult. But yeah, there you go. I think I'll probably get the next one out sooner than later, just because I was a little lazy with Defo this week. But yeah, there you go. What is that? Nyx number 3? Take it easy.